When companies want to sell a product or service online and people want to buy it, there's a critical step in between, the payment form. While payment forms are quite common on the internet, it's much less common for them to be well optimized, especially for mobile. So let's take a look at how we can simplify payment forms to make them faster and easier to complete, primarily on mobile devices. Of course, we'll start with a typical example in an e-commerce form. The first step we're asked for here is the type of credit card we're going to use to pay. So we'll select Visa and continue forward. The next set of information we have to fill in is the card number, the expiration date, our name as it appears on the card, and our identification number. Believe it or not, we can take both those steps and all these fields and condense them down into a single input. This single input is a number. That is, we're going to collect numerical information. In order to do that, we'll use an input type of number to bring up the numeric keyboard. While there are some numbers here, there's also a bunch of other stuff that we really don't need and could lead to errors in our input. Instead, what we really want is the type of keyboard that comes up when we declare an input type of telephone. The telephone input type brings up this nice dial pad, big numeric keys and nothing else. Really easy just to touch and enter numbers, which is exactly what we want. But this really isn't a telephone, is it? So instead, what we really need to do is treat it as an input type of text and use a pattern of 0 to 9. This gives us the right semantic understanding of the input field and brings up the right dial pad. Now that we have the right dial pad in place, let's zoom in on this input field and see what's actually happening inside. First things first, we're going to enter a credit card number, and we'll do so using the big numeric keys we just brought up. So let me go ahead and do that, and you'll note that the icon of the generic credit card changes to MasterCard. That takes care of picking the type of credit card we're using. In fact, you don't have to pick. We'll take care of that input field for you automatically. If this credit card number is invalid, we'll throw an error. If it's okay, what we'll do is actually slide it over using an input mask and reveal the next two sets of information we need to collect. Next up is month and year, which is also numeric, so let's just type that in and switch the credit card icon to reveal where the CVV, the credit card identification code number, is on a MasterCard. Again, that's a numeric input, so we don't need to change our dial pad at all. We'll just go ahead and type in that CVV, and believe it or not, we just collected all the information we need to process a payment for someone. And we did it by reducing the number of controls and inputs down to just one. And through our dial pad at the bottom here, we allowed people to stay in input mode the whole time. That is, all they could do and all they had to do was use these big numbers to tell us how they want to pay for their item. So simplifying payment forms at the highest level is really about reducing effort, about making it faster and easier to collect the information we need to allow people to buy the things they want. We made good use of input types and masks to bring up appropriate keyboards, limit input, and format things the right way. And we also kept people in input mode the whole time, so they didn't have to jump between 5 different input fields each time we had a request of information for them. All these things together really lead to a simplified, streamlined, and faster payment form, especially on mobile devices.